All right, we're going to do two things today. We're going to put a new joker valve in my Jabsco electric flush head, and we're going to put a new O-ring in the base. Now, I've had this Jabsco over 20 years. It is, I can never remember the model number, it's 37010 series. I'll put that up on the screen. And not had a lot of problems with it, but this joker valve does go bad every few years, and I would estimate over 20 plus years with this head I probably replaced it at least 4 times, maybe more than that. And the best thing to do would be to kind of have a schedule and replace this valve so it doesn't happen at the most inopportune moment. And it has happened. I normally don't get ahead of it and change it, and it normally happens when we're in Catalina Island and I have to change the joker valve when we're on a mooring. It's much easier to do it at home, where you can pump out your holding tank completely, run a bunch of fresh water through, pump that out so you try to get all the water out of the lines and you don't have waste in the lines, because when you change this joker valve, you know, whatever's in the line is going to come out. So you need some paper towels and some kind of small little container to try to collect what's left in the hose. So I am doing this at the slip, and we do have a pump out system here at our slip. And so I pumped out my tank. I've run a bunch of fresh water through the head, pumped that out as well. So, you know, the water's as clean as I can get it. I don't put any kind of bleach or Clorox or whatever in there, because Jabsco recommends against that because of the damage it might do to gaskets and O-rings in the macerator. This is the joker valve, and it's really easy to replace. 3 screws, 3 Phillip head screws have to come out, and you just pop it in and then screw it back on. Other than the slight mess, super easy to do. The other thing is to take the bowl off, and the bowl is held on by 4 nuts that are on bolt studs, and that is a 10 millimeter. I don't have a 10 millimeter on the boat, so I'm going to use an adjustable wrench to get those off and then just replace the O-ring. I do have a crack in my base, and I've had this crack for a while, and it has not gone all the way through. So I'm going to check that out today. This may not solve the problem in terms of the O-ring. It might be that I need to replace the base, so we'll see. There, on some of these electric models, there is this gasket, and it goes between the bowl and the base. But some of the diagrams for some of the electric flush Jabsco toilets do not have this gasket. I can't remember if mine has it or not, and I have like 2 of these laying around in addition to the kit that I just bought, so I'm kind of wondering if mine doesn't have it, and that's why I've got so many of these. But you can buy the joker valve separately, and I'll put that part number up on the screen. And I do have a backup that I keep on the boat of this joker valve. And then I bought another kit that has a joker valve. It's got this gasket if you need it for an electric flush toilet, and it also has the O-ring for the bowl. And it has a kit and parts for the macerator, an impeller, gaskets, O-rings, and things like that for, you know, resurfacing or for servicing your macerator. And I'll put this part up there too. This is pretty pricey, this kit, but it does have quite a bit in it. I won't be using all the parts for the macerator. I plan on doing that in a couple of months. I'll go in and put these new gaskets and O-rings and the impeller, the new impeller, in sometime this winter. So today I'll just be using from this kit, I'll be using the joker valve, and I'll be using the O-ring for the toilet base. This project is easy. I say that sometimes and it doesn't turn out to be, but I've done this enough times that I know that replacing these 2 things is really very easy. Like anything on a boat is small. This is a Hunter 30-foot boat, and everything is cramped space. So that's the only obstacle to getting these screws out and getting these nuts off, is that you're in a pretty cramped space in the head. And then you've got to get over the yuck factor. I mean, if you don't like dealing with something like this, then you probably want to pay somebody. But I know from being over in Catalina Island, where we go and we spend 3 weeks a year, if you have somebody over there service your boat, the head, while you're on the mooring, it's at least $500 just to change a joker valve, which is very simple to do. Best thing to do is to get ahead of it and do it before you need it. Like I said, I often don't. How you know the joker valve is bad is that you will flush the toilet and it'll vacate the bowl, and then a few minutes later you'll have waste back in the bowl. I did want to note here that the ideal practice when you're using the head is that after you use it, you should always run water through the head so you clear out all the waste from the hose. It goes to the holding tank and you're only left with water in the hose. Because the joker valve, when you flush the toilet, sends the waste this direction, and then the joker valve keeps the waste from coming back this direction after you've vacated the bowl. Over time, this rubber gets bad, and when you flush, it goes out the joker valve out here to the hose, but then it seeps back in and goes back into your bowl. So that's the telltale sign that you need a new joker valve, is when you flush the head and then a few minutes later, and it might take more than a few minutes depending on how bad the joker valve is, but you go back in there and you see the waste back in the bowl that you previously vacated. So I think that's about it. So let's get started. Okay, this is my Jabsco 37010 series electric flush. And like I said, I installed it over 20 years ago. It's been pretty good. Just some general maintenance. I've replaced the macerator once. And I'm going to use that kit that I described earlier for putting a new impeller, gaskets, and O-rings in it later on this year. Where the joker valve is. And these 3 Phillip heads need to come out. These are easy enough to get to. The one in the back is a little more difficult. You don't need to take this clamp off. You don't need to take this hose off from this. So just remove these 3 screws and the joker valve will be in there. The last one is a little more difficult. I'm probably going to have to move the camera in order to get to it. Now, before I loosen this any further, you can see water starting to come out. I knocked over the camera trying to get this under here, but anyway, you need something there to catch the water. It's at least clear water. I'll go ahead and take the rest of back the screws out the rest of the way. And then I'm going to sit it inside this. And this last one, because of the angle, I can't get to it straight on. You can see the water coming out. At least it's clear. I mean, I wouldn't drink it, that's for sure, but I did flush a lot of fresh water through this. Okay, we didn't get a lot of water out. Not a big mess. So there's the joker valve. And you just pull that out. Really, to look at it, it doesn't look really separated that much, but I guess over time it's just enough separation on this end of the valve that it allows the waste to come back in to the bowl. But it just doesn't look, it really doesn't look that bad. All right, I thought I was recording and put the joker valve back in and put it all together and realized I wasn't recording. So this is take 2. And I did want to note that I have a crack right here on the plastic. I think I remember seeing that before. It hasn't been leaking from there. So, you know, I might have to replace the whole base.
But the base is so expensive, it's like $160 just for this part right here, just the base. You know, with a brand new toilet, brand new head would be 300 and something, so it seems like a lot. But we'll just have to see what happens once I get the bowl off and replace the gasket. Look, see how bad that crack is. But so take two. You know, you could do this in a half hour or less, but when you film this stuff, it takes 2 to 3 times longer. So do this over again. The valve just goes back in like this. Get it flush. And then you just need to tighten the screws back up, which I didn't have too much trouble the first time. Now, we'll see. And it wasn't too much of a mess because, like I said, I pumped out the holding tank and then I ran 3 full bowls. So I filled the toilet bowl or head bowl all the way up and then pumped out again. And once the tank is empty, it will pull everything that's out of the bowl too. So I went through 3 full toilet bowls of fresh water through this hose. So that made it a lot better. And when you do this, you won't be filming it, so it'll be a lot easier. It's about 90 something degrees in here too, so I'm sweating like a pig. Now the hardest one is back here. But not too much of a mess, not too difficult. And there you go, for the second time. Okay, now we just have to remove these caps. They might pull right off for you. You might need to use a little flathead screwdriver to pop them up. So you have a nut, you have a stainless steel washer, and then you have a plastic or nylon washer. And it's a 10 millimeter, which I don't have. So I'll have to use an adjustable wrench. Get this washer off. And so just this other one in front and then the 2 in back. Probably won't be able to get the light back around there and enough room for me to get in there, so I won't film all of it, but all of them need to come like that. Need to get all the nuts off the other 3 as well. Alright, so I got the other 3 nuts off and the washers. The hardest one was this one back here on this corner because there's no room. So I had to basically hang over this part of the toilet and to get back here, so it was kind of difficult. But so once you've got those all off, and there's no liquid in the bowl, so other than maybe some moisture, you know, there shouldn't be any water leaking out when I pull that off. So mine definitely does not have a gasket. And you can see where this crack is. It goes all the way up to where the stud is, this bolt. But the bolt, it's still tight, so it hasn't compromised that. So I don't think that's going to cause a leak. So this is the O-ring that I'm going to replace. And hopefully that'll stop it from leaking. I'm just going to clean this up with some Clorox wipes. Now, I have 3 gaskets, so I could easily put a gasket on here, but the exploded diagram view does not show a gasket, the diagram that came with this electric head. And some of the others, as I mentioned before, they do show a gasket in this place. But I'm worried about putting a gasket in when it doesn't call for it, when maybe that's going to cause it not to be flush enough with this O-ring and the gasket might cause a leak. So I'm not going to put it in. And I'm sure I've never had one in here. I'm just going to take this O-ring out. I'm going to wipe up inside there as well before I put the O-ring in. Just trying to make sure this is clean so the O-ring seats well. I'm going to put the new O-ring in. Now we just have to put the bowl back on top and put those 4 nuts with washers on. Okay, now we just need to put the washers back on, starting with the plastic washer, then the stainless steel washer, and the nut, and do that all the way around and tighten them down good. Okay, I've tightened them all up, and I'm leery of tightening this one too much because of that crack. But when I loosened them up, a couple of the nuts were pretty loose, so that might have been the cause of the leak, but we'll see. I'm going to clean the floor in here really well with these Clorox bleach wipes. Alright, I'm going to add water to the bowl. And what was happening before is that when you would flush this water, after maybe 15 minutes, it would come back into the bowl because of the joker valve allowing it to come back. So we'll vacate the bowl and add a little bit more. Alright, so I'm going to go paddleboarding. Normally it would only take maybe 10-15 minutes for that to come back into the bowl, but I'll be gone about an hour and we'll check the bowl again. Now in terms of leaking, you would need, a substantial amount of water in the bowl, and the leak was so slow that it took time. So it will be a while before I post this video, and we're about to make a trip to Catalina Island, so I'll be able to observe whether or not we've got a leak and whether or not putting the new O-ring in there fixed the problem. Okay, I've been gone for over an hour, and the water that we flushed did not come back into the bowl, so that definitely solved that problem. I'm not going to really know. The leak from the base was very slow, so I'm not going to post this video for a while. We're going to Catalina Island. We'll be there for 2 weeks. We'll be using it then, and I'll know whether or not it's leaking. So I'll update you from Catalina Island.
All right, it's been a couple of months since I made those repairs on my Jabsco head, and it's not leaking. The bowl doesn't leak anymore, so the new O-ring and plus a couple of the bolts were loose on the bowl, so getting those tightened down. No more leaks on the bowl, and after replacing the Jabsco joker valve, it now vacates and doesn't come back in the bowl. And I always know when that valve is bad, and I've had to replace it a few times because you flush the head and a few minutes later you come back and it's what's vacated out into the hose is now come back because the joker valve is not preventing it from coming back into the bowl. So I would definitely suggest preventative maintenance on that, because we have been out on vacation with the family on a mooring, and then the valve is not working and you've got to replace it out here, and that's a total mess. So it's much better to get ahead of that and do it in advance when you're at home in your slip, a place that's easy to do the maintenance versus doing it when you're on a family vacation. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.